How y'all feel? Cause I... Here we go.
The Rockets look to take charge in front of their Houston home crowd, and we're going to bring it to you live here on 2K Sports. The Houston Rockets coming to this one after a win against the Hornets down in New Orleans. And they played brilliant basketball too, guys. A dominant performance.
Now, they created so many second chances for themselves in that game, and when you combine that with the work on the defensive end, rebounding was just the difference.
Yeah, and I think rebounding was clearly a focus for them going into the game. I mean, they were able to do exactly what they wanted to in that area.
Brought to you by State Farm. Let's now take a look at the Nets' opening lineup. Humphries is at the 4 with Brook Lopez in the middle. Deron Williams out there with Vujacic. And it's James in at the 3. And for the Rockets, number 1, he's in at the point. Scola out there with Terrence Williams. Then there's Martin. And it's the Beat in at the 5, roaming the paint. Outside, Scola jacks up a 3. No good.
I figured it was just a matter of time before Mikal found his way back to a sideline. I mean, he just has too much love for the game and wanted to be in the middle of the action, so he couldn't stay away too long.
Williams' shot is off. On offense, here are the Rockets. The kick out to Williams. Some good ball movement here. Scola backing down. 6 on the shot clock. Over Lopez. And the basket by Scola. Scola's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Rockets.
Well, getting back to Mikal, it'd be very interesting to see what he can do, as this will be the first time out of the Timberwolves franchise. So a second opportunity for Mikal. And I think his strength is actually coaching. I think that's what he's best at. So this could be a very good fit for him and for Houston.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin McHale gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We talked about the problems a player like Deron Williams presents, and he didn't hesitate saying that Williams' combination of size and speed are major areas of concern, saying Deron is such a handful physically, there's no way to keep him out of the paint with a single defender. It's simply not possible. Guys, we've seen it so often.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Vujacic. Hasheem Thabeet making his last shot.
I like what the Rockets have done with their roster. They've got a lot of talent, but in a league where superstars really put you over the top, that's one thing Houston has not been able to accomplish, finding a star player.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. So it's Houston now. Number 1, he's guarded by... Whoa! Let's see that again on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Well, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Here's Lopez. Good from 11 feet out. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
Yeah, this could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Here's Scola. Again, the Rockets score.
Nice start here. Taking 5 shots, only missed 1 of them.
You know, he's not the tallest or quickest guy down on the post, but Luis Scola just finds a way to beat you. He's got that funny game inside, little scoop shots, kind of beats you to the punch, kind of squirting that shot off, but he's got such great touch down there. Just a very efficient player.
Out of bounds, and they retain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Rockets. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And, of course, there's the Lakers right on their heels.
Right now for the Rockets, they've been rolling along beautifully to start the season. They've got the media, their fans, and most importantly themselves believing this is going to be a special year.
Well, you look at how they finished last year to where they are now, and you understand why there's so much excitement surrounding this team. And they've got some confidence. There's belief, as you said, Clark. And when the fans are finally excited like they are now, and now you know you got something special.
Clark, Steve just brought up touch with Scola. Really, that is something that is so hard to teach a big man.
I think it's really difficult. I don't know if you can teach it, Kevin. I think guys have it. You can actually polish it up and enhance it, but you have to have that as a base. And it makes it tough for his shots to be blocked because he can flip them up with extension, high and soft. and that's a lethal combination. I wish every big guy could do it, but that's why some are special and some are just good.
And defensively, remember, you got to fight through screens to avoid giving up open looks.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Steve. And the defense has to go over the top of that screen. I think that's how they get it done.
And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open. Well, the Nets under new ownership last year, they were determined to make a splash. And they threw some money at some free agents that maybe didn't pan out as well as they had hoped. Guys like Travis Outlaw, Johan Petro, Jordan Farmar. But the big move was trading for Darren Williams at the deadline. He's got a chance to be their anchor for the future. That's such a tough call to make as a ref, but I think he got it right. The defender was not set.
Yeah, I thought he was leaning as well, Steve.
Number 1. The beat with the bucket. And Steve, of course, Darren Williams, a top flight point guard, acquired from the Utah Jazz middle of last year. Now their best player, and I would think definitely gives them much more of a competitive spirit team-wise.
Yeah, I agree with you there. He's a terrific leader in addition to being an outstanding player. And he's got a motor and a competitive spirit that will be contagious, I think. He's not going to be satisfied not being part of the playoffs. And the Nets will need to show improvement quickly if they plan to retain him in free agency.
And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. So it's Houston now. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
This may not be an opponent they're overly familiar with, but it didn't stop them from winning both of the games they played last year.
That's good. He has 6.
You know, he's not going to make a mistake when he gets in tight. That's a good hoop there.
Now here's Lopez. Not a lot of room. Williams kicks to Lopez. Whoops, they pick off the pass.
Unnecessary pass there. He's got to make a better decision.
Oh, and the jam by Williams.
As soon as they made that steal, it was off and running.
Yep, and they acted on it, partner. That's an easy 2 points off the pilfer.
The Rockets making a switch here. Lee's checked in, and no problem at the line here for the three-point play. Steve just told us this was an East versus West matchup that treated them very well.
Well, as interconference opponents go, guys, this is one you'd probably pick to end up as it did.
And first time out of the game called for New Jersey.
Well, the Rockets just barely missed out on making the playoffs a year ago, but they were tough on their home court. They went 25-16 in Houston.
Here's Vujicic. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans. Now here's Williams for 3. Outlaw. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Well, Steve, talking about this Houston front office, very forward thinking. They've got some smart people in there crunching the numbers. Now, a lot of teams are kind of following that same pursuit.
Well, you know, there are no bigger copycats in the world than those in sports, coaches or presidents or general managers. And that does seem to be the trend around the league. I mean, every team looking for an edge, trying to find the right players, right strategies, and measuring success almost on a play-by-play basis. And the Rockets somewhat at the forefront of that kind of movement. And you know what? I think there's some merit to it. I don't want to go overboard with it. You still need the software, if you will. The numbers are the hardware, but the software is the people that can make some of those decisions. And if you got a good blend of both, you can be successful.
That's a nice answer. 2 on the clock. For 3, Outlaw. Shot is no good. And the Rockets going the other way now. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Shoots the 3. No good. Nets trailed by 4. Outside Williams. Right side Williams. Lifts up. Rockets with the rebound.
He's really struggling in this quarter right now. They need to think about getting the ball out of his hands.
Williams gets the bucket. Here's Williams. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in New Orleans. Here is Outlaw. He's guarded by Williams. Outlaw kicks to Vujicic. He's picked up by Lee. And the Nets miss again. Number 1. An easy 2 points on the layup. And it's an 8-point Rocket lead.
Been a complete game for him, hasn't it?
Yep, I agree with you there. I mean, he's been in the middle of everything going on.
Now a timeout called by New Jersey.
And obviously, coach doesn't want them giving up all these inside.
There we go. Keep it going for your Rockets power dancer.
Got a piece of it.
Boy, you got to love that kind of anticipatory defense.
Takes the three. Shot's good. 10 points for him.
It's been really impressive at both ends of the floor so far early on.
Yeah, and it's for that reason that they've been able to jump out ahead early here.
Rough go for him this quarter. He just has not been able to find the touch.
Murphy's Law on display. What can go wrong has gone wrong.
And here are the Rockets now. They have a 19-point lead. He's against Williams. Dishes it to Thabit. Shot clock at 5. Gets the bucket. And the Rockets lead by 21.
And you have to like the way they've started out offensively.
Yeah, I like the way they've put together basket after basket, consecutive hoops, and as a result, they put together a nice lead here.
Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the first. Lopez passes to Williams to stop the run. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Williams has got 5 points so far. Rockets leading by 19. Shot off the pin. The shot is off.
Not a bad look, though. You like his chances to make that one.
You sure do, but he can't hit them all.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Rockets ahead, up 19.
So difficult.
Tune in next Thursday. Chris Paul and the New Orleans Hornets go up against Blake.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Houston, number 1 in at point guard. Hasheem Thabit is out there with Scola. Then it's Terrence Williams, and it's Martin in at the 2 guard. That is good. And here are the Rockets now. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Number 1, banked in off the glass. He's got 12.
He's not the tallest guy around, but boy, can he score in the post. Some guys just have that knack, and he's certainly one of them.
Outside Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Unloads. Here's James, and he drops it in following the offensive rebound. So it's Houston now. 17-point game. Number 1, and slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite slam cam for the replay.
A little bit of a struggle defensively. They got to defend the hoop.
I'm not sure they could have gotten there anyway.
And here is Williams. He's got 5. Deflected. The tray. That's good. Williams has got 8 points.
They're having much more success here in the second after missing on a few chances that they had earlier. They've locked in and zoned in here now.
Boy, he just seems to score so easily. The game comes very simply to him.
Here's Vujacic. Lopez dishes to Vujacic. Gets it to go. Vujacic has got his second bucket of the night. Rockets leading by 16.
Well, the road has not been kind to the Nets over the last couple of seasons. Last year, just 5 wins on the road. The season before, only 4. But I think this season, with their added firepower, they should be able to improve on those totals.
Timeout called the Nets. Steve, you mentioned the Nets' extra firepower. A full season with Deron Williams, Clark at the helm should help them get more road wins.
Yeah, I would definitely agree there, Kevin. I mean, when you talk about winning on the road, there's not nearly as much margin for error. You got to take care of possessions, maximize them out, and with a really good point guard, you got a better chance of doing that. Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now. Clark finally starting to make up some ground.
Williams with the ball. He's got 10. Now Vujicic. Picked by Humphries. Fires from the wing. No good. And the Rockets go the other way.
Well, you know, last year Martin came close to setting a record by nearly leading the league in threes made and free throws made. Kevin Martin, I'm speaking of. That would have been quite a feat.
Number 1, covered by Vujicic. And James pulls it down. James has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Back to that record of Kevin Martin's. Yeah, he came very close to it. You know, Steve, those are things you excelled in. Free throws, 3-point shots made.
Well, I could make free throws. I just couldn't get to the line, Kevin. But Kevin Martin, this is a guy who can create contact with the best of them, gets to the line so often. And combined with those 3-pointers that he can make, this is a versatile offensive player. Well, you look at the Nets' record against the West last year, 11-19, which doesn't sound great, but when you consider they went 13-39 against the East, that West record looks a little better.
Well, it's interesting, you know, Steve, that the Nets were seemingly able to punch a little bit above their weight as far as playing against the West. Clark, I don't know, as a player, do you start thinking about what the East can do and what the West can do and who you might fare better against?
No, I think you basically look at each opponent and try to figure out how to beat them. I mean, they got some big wins on the road against the Thunder, the Rockets, and Denver. Got a home win against the Lakers. It just goes to show on any given night, you never know who's going to come out on top.
And the Rockets last season, 9th in the West, just barely missing the playoffs. And, you know, it's tough in the Western Conference, guys. That's the 4th time in 11 years that Houston has won 42 games or more and missed the playoffs.
Williams kicks to Lopez. Back to Williams. Lets it go from deep. And Kevin Martin pulls it down. Yeah, respectable, Steve, for the Rockets to win the 43 and still miss the playoffs. I mean, Mark, if they were in the East, and of course it's easy to say, but if they were, they would have been the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference in the playoff rotation.
Yeah, and they would have bumped the Pacers out of the playoffs, and I wouldn't have been too happy about that. So
I'm
glad it worked out just the way that it did. And that's not even taking into account the strength of the Rockets' schedule. I mean, really the resiliency of this team to still be so tough with the injury issues they dealt with. Very, very impressive. I thought Rick Adelman and that staff and those players, you know, really did a solid job staying together and playing really well late in the season, I thought.
Here's Vujicic. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. Rockets leading by 20. Number 1 connects from 3-point range. 25 points in the game.
You know, guys, he's always looking for that open 3. I mean, that's his strength, and sometimes the best time to get the 3 is in transition.
James kicks to Humphries, and he can't stop the run as he misses.
He's probably better suited sending the ball back out to a teammate because that's not his game right there. This team just looking to run at every opportunity.
Circles around him is what they're doing. I mean, pushing the tempo and really enjoying an advantage there.
Outside Williams, and it's going to be a 3-second call. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the Heat. Right now, they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And checking out New Jersey, 6 games out.
Checking out New Jersey, they've not achieved any of even the most modest goals they've set for themselves so far.
Well, it's been a tough year, Clark, no question. There was a lot of talk from them before the season about proving the doubters wrong. But at this point, the doubters look right.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Rockets. Budinger checks in for Terrence Williams. Pass to Thabit. Number 1, he's guarded by Williams. They have a very long way to go to get within sight of the lead.
And from what we've seen thus far, I wouldn't hold my breath.
That's going to be tough. Knocks it loose. Williams, a screen on Patterson. Vujacic, the pass to Williams. He dishes it to Outlaw. And the Nets miss again.
And they needed that hoop to try to stop this run.
They just seem to keep coming up empty. They've got to slow it down and get a good shot.
James hauled in. They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
Yeah, they can't keep the status quo at this point. They've got to make some changes.
For 3, and that is good. He's got 11.
Wow, what a combination. A big man who can shoot from long range.
Outside Williams. And here is Outlaw. Outside Williams. Pulls from the top of the key. It's rebounded by Houston.
Unfortunately, he just has not been able to produce offensively to this point.
From downtown. And another 3 for Houston.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yep, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Here's Vujacic. 8 points for him. And it's Martin picking him up. Here is Outlaw. Patterson defending. Outlaw with the bucket. And here are the Rockets.
They're trying not to give the ball handlers any room.
Certainly not with the full court man-to-man.
Number 1, he's guarded by Williams. There's the dish to Thabit. Number 1, can't hit. Williams with the defensive effort.
You look at the way Avery Johnson conducted himself as a player in the NBA, and it's really not a surprise to see him coaching now that his playing days are behind him.
A baseline J, and Houston again with the bucket.
Excellent teamwork to set up that hoop, Kevin. A sweet dime there.
Now Vujacic. From deep. That's good. Vujacic has got 9 points now in the quarter. Back to Avery Johnson. Kind of knew he'd end up a coach at some point in his career. Clark, I know you see it, and Steve, I know you want to comment on it. He was just such a natural leader on the floor.
He was. As a player, he was always in control of his team, very vocal during timeouts and pregame meetings. He's a guy who you knew was going to coach someday, and he's certainly proven to be a very good coach already in a young coaching career.
And that rebound pushes their margin to +5 on the board. Solid. Oh! Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
For the Rockets. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Patterson. Williams comes in for Chase Budinger. And it's Lee in for Kevin Martin. And then for the Nets, Brook Lopez is checked in for Wright. Humphries comes in for James. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for Sasha Vujacic. Number 1 is tagged with the reach. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's foul number 2, and I think he's got to be really careful not to pick up the third before the half.
That's good. 7 seconds left in the first half of the game. 2 on the clock. One shot is good that time. 33 points for him.
Now defensively, you have to question the effort, but nice play there.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Rockets ahead, delivering the blowout.
It's Saturday night. We're feeling all right. Let's get to the HP halftime report. Out in Houston, the Rockets with the lead against the Nets. With their winning streak, this team is playing with a whole lot of confidence right now. A tremendous first half for Terrence Williams. We're at halftime, and still, he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. For the Nets, though, they've looked out of sync. Turnovers have been a serious concern. They gotta take better care of the basketball. Darren Williams is off to a rough start. The flavor for that first half, brickalicious. He'll have to improve. It may be lopsided on the scoreboard, but these two have been trading blows. We already got a few games gone final. Check them out from around the league. The Mavericks picked up a win against the Hawks in Atlanta. That makes 3 in a row for them. Dirk Nowitzki had the team high. And another game that also finished up out at Time Warner Cable Arena.
And as we begin... So with Williams on the bench, here's who Avery Johnson's going with. Anthony Morrow and Travis Outlaw on the wings. Humphries is at the 4 with Brook Lopez in the middle. And it's Farmar in at the point.
You know, last year a bit of a weird one for Terrence Williams. I mean, he started out with the Nets and then eventually was traded to the Rockets mid-season.
And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist from Farmar. 6 points for Brook Lopez. And here are the Rockets now. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second. And he puts it down with authority. Spike slam cam for another angle.
Yeah, easy bucket for him there.
And finish he did. Took it hard to the rim.
Here's Morrow.
And one of the areas the Nets really struggled with a year ago was free throw differential. They fouled a lot, and they sent their opponents to the line frequently. But they were in the bottom 10 themselves in free throw attempts.
5 to shoot. With the clock winding down. And that free throw differential for the Nets on average almost 3 free throws a game, Steve. The other way. It doesn't sound like much, but you know, Clark, over the course of a season, that's probably more than a few losses that would have been wins.
It's a fine line, and every extra point you get or don't get can end up affecting whether you win or lose. And you know, a lot of times it's about being aggressive and making your own break and not looking for help from the officials. And young teams have to come to grips with that.
This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
What an offensive performance it's been.
Number 1. And Houston again with the bucket.
He's been so solid. You've got to keep him out there on the floor, really doing a nice job for the offense.
Farmar kicks to Outlaw. He passes to Farmar. Number 1.
Oh! That is just so sweet. I mean, power and skill combined to give us that reverse.
Where do moves like that come from?
Only from players like him, apparently. And he draws the foul. Almost got the shot to go as well.
Well, I tell you what, I love that body control to still be able to get that shot off.
First free throw is good.
You know, the Rockets don't have a singular star scorer, guys, but they focus on efficiency and they share the ball around really well. Everybody touches it. In fact, Houston tied for first in assists last season at almost 24 a game. I think that speaks to unselfishness as a ball club.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Hashim Thabit. Hill comes in for Luis Scola. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Terrence Williams. And it's Lee in for Kevin Martin. Here's Vujicic. He's got 11. Now the feed to Lopez. Kicks to Williams. Fast break, here we go. Number 1.
Now they're playing so well offensively, and that's led to this double-digit lead.
Guys, no resting on their laurels. They continue to get after it as if they might even be down. That's how they're playing, with that kind of attitude.
And he completes the three-point play. Here's Williams. He's got 13. Picked by Humphries. Tipped.
The turnovers have upticked for them. They can't afford to let their concentration lapse here.
They can do no wrong offensively.
Everything's dropping, guys, and that confidence, it gets infectious and contagious.
Here's Williams. Lopez a screen. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Well, an illegal screen is one of the toughest. Calls for the official to make.
You know, I agree with you. You've got to have some sympathy for the referees when they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
Number 1. Dunks it down.
Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase.
Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
Now here's Williams. Clock at 4. Here's Vujicic. Hits the three-point bomb. Vujicic has got 14. On offense, here are the Rockets. They're on a 20-7 run. Unload from 9. A rebound by the Nets. Humphries has got his 4th rebound in this one. And here are the Nets. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Vujicic dishes to Lopez. The kick out to Williams. Three-pointer, and the Nets another 3.
Now these wide open threes have been their undoing. You have to locate shooters and get a hand up.
Yep, you do, Steve. And even if it means having their assigned defenders stand at home on three-point shooters, I mean, that would be a worthwhile strategy to pursue because you don't want to give good shooters open threes.
Number 1. Here is Gaines. Outside Williams. Shot from free throw range. And he hits the jump shot. Williams has got 18 points. Balanced scoring, Clark and Steve, for him. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see teams share the sugar. Everybody getting a touch, everybody enjoying an opportunity to score. It makes a lot of fun for everybody on the court.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watch it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar. Right, Steve?
Yeah, pass the cream, too. I mean, while you're at it. I mean, this has been something to watch. I mean, just everybody getting involved.
Another steal.
He's got to tighten up his game, guys. That's 5.
Come on now, I didn't see. Can you believe that finish? Boy, a little bit of flair and flavor at the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan favorite, all right.
That was not your average, typical dunk.
Here's Vujicic. 14 points for him. Humphries backing down. Fades. And it ends up out of bounds. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Houston with a big group substitution here. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Hashim Thabit. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Terrence Williams. And it's Lee in for Kevin Martin. Goes up. The rebound by the Nets. Vujicic has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Defensively, you have to get a body on somebody every time down the floor.
Gaines kicks to Graham. And the pass to Vujicic. To the inside. Just 4 to shoot. Over Budinger. And that time, also a missed shot.
Defense a little shaky there, and he had a good look.
Number 1. And Houston again with the bucket.
Tell you what, to be successful, this team needs his scoring, and they're really counting on him.
Now Gaines. For the 3. Budinger grabs the board. Budinger's got his 4th rebound in this one. Number 1. Graham defending.
Showing no mercy. They are getting after them at both ends of the floor.
Continuing to add to the lead as the minutes tick away.
Here is Williams. He's got 18. Here is Gaines. Covered by Lee. Here is Gaines. And again, no good by New Jersey.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
They had a clear path to the hoop the whole way.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that, Steve.
And the dunk by Humphries.
That's like you draw it up right there. That was beautiful.
No doubt about it, Steve. I mean, always love to finish at the rack.
Puts it up. Number 1. No good on the buzzer beater. The 3/4 of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Rockets ahead, opening up a huge gap.
The NBA season picks up.
While we're still getting underway here in the 4th, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark of the Game report. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. The spark in this game, the big push by the Rockets. They look like an entirely different team on the defensive end following halftime. When they came out of the locker room with a new level of intensity, that is how they got control and jumped out in front in this one.
Great stuff as always, Doris. Thank you. Clark, that was the game's critical point.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I really think it was. Oh! Can this guy go upstairs or what? He elevated right over the big man and just pounded it down on him. Smile for the poster, big fella.
That was a nice replay brought to you by the Sprite Slam Cam. Nice job at the line, and that one falls to pick up the and 1.
Wow, what a turnaround from the line this half. Not one foul shot missed yet.
But when you have the lead and you're trying to close out games, you've got to make free throws, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Deflects the pass.
Well, in the second half, we've seen them get caught napping a few too many times. I mean, those miscues are starting to add up.
Here's Uzo. James kicks to Vujicic. Uncovered. That's good.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Takes it up for the stuff.
Well, he took that one to the rack with some purpose.
I'll say beautiful dunk there, Steve.
Yeah, how about the agility? Yeah, just the power and the skill. Impressive.
Here's Uzo. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for New Jersey. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors.
Kevin Martin, Kyle Lowry.
So it's Houston now. A great 4th quarter, just giving up 2 points. Shoots from the baseline. New Jersey with the rebound. Now Gaines. Number 1 gets called for the reach. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
He's going to have to be very careful, guys, because that's his 4th foul now, so we'll see how he responds.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Hasheem Thabeet. Hill comes in for Terrence Williams. And it's Budinger in for Kevin Martin. Clock is at 3. Here's Morrow, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
I tell you what, right now that mid-range jumper serving them well.
Yes, it is, guys. That's 6 of their last 10 points coming from that mid-range area.
He goes up, and Hill throws it down.
See the way he times his passes so well? That was a great assist.
Gains the pass to Graham. Got a piece of it. Here's Farmar. Another one falls for New Jersey.
Yeah, they are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot.
Number 1. Misses in close.
He lost his focus there, guys. That's a shot he should make.
Fires the 3. Gaines gets the bucket. And here are the Rockets now. Number 1. It's blocked. Here's Farmar. Number 1. Converts on the jumper for the easy 2.
They continue to go through him, and why not? I mean, he's the leading scorer in this game.
Here is Outlaw, covered by Hayes. Here is Gaines. 6 to shoot. Expanding his range. And the Nets, another 3.
That's now 6 straight points off open threes. Get a hand up, fellas. Pay attention to the scouting report.
Well, you know how quickly things can go south when you start giving up wide open looks to this team.
The finger roll finish. A little finesse for you, folks.
Feeds it to Morrow. He feeds it to Graham. Hill's there. His first shot coming late. And again, it's New Jersey converting. So it's Houston now. And the layup's good off the glass.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
Gaines kicks to Farmar. Shoots from 12. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Farmar's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line, and they found a way to do it here in the second half. Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
This is tomorrow. Cannot hit, and the Rockets going the other way now.
Well, they say control the glass, control the game. They're definitely controlling the glass.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's been the case here tonight. Big lead they're enjoying on the glass. Got just enough of them on the way up to draw that whistle.
I thought that was a good call, Steve. I mean, you could see how that affected his shot just a little bit.
So for the Rockets, Hasheem Thabeet comes in for Jordan Hill, and Terrence Williams subbed in for Chase Budinger, and a new group in for the Nets. Chris Humphries has checked in for Stephen Graham. Damian James comes in for Anthony Morrow. Sasha Vujacic is checked in for Sundiata Gaines. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Jordan Farmar. James outside. Williams picks him up. James kicks to Vujacic. The fadeaway. And here are the Rockets. He kicks to Williams. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Well, Terrence Williams has been getting it done. 9 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
Yeah, it is a nice number. He's taken it upon himself to really find his teammates and to get this offense.
There's a minute 47 left to play here in the fourth. Morrow, that's a two-pointer. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
I'll tell you what, he's so strong inside that the defense wasn't going to allow him to get to the rim without offering a bunch of resistance there.
Left side, Lowry. Number one. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry.
I think he set in the tone for the entire team in this quarter. Tremendous stuff. Good action.
Now a timeout called by New Jersey. They're behind by a time. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. Houston making some changes. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Hashim Thabit. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Budinger in for Kevin Martin. The Nets also changing it up. Travis Outlaw's checked in for Morrow. Vujacic comes in for Uzo. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Jordan Farmar.
And with his 5 turnovers, it's really set his team back offensively.
Number one. And another three for Houston.
He's doing it all for them right now on the offensive side. No matter what the defense has done, they haven't been able to find an answer to stop him, and he's had an answer for every defense he's seen.
Williams picks him up. Again, the Rockets score.
Another bucket, and they are just pulling away here now.
Yep, no doubt about it. They're sprinting to the finish line.
Here's Vujacic while recovering. And again, it's the Nets missing. Steps back and shoots. He connects. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time. But first, let's check out the Jordan Player of the Game.